Chapter 4, Lesson 2, Multiplying Fractions and Whole Numbers. Our content language target today, content target students will understand that the product of multiplying a fraction and a whole number will always be less than a whole number. Our language target, how we'll do that today, students will demonstrate this understanding by changing whole numbers into a fraction and multiplying the fraction. So when we multiply a whole number by a fraction, we're going to write the whole number as a fraction. That being said, we're going to take any whole number can be written as a fraction over 1. So 6 as a fraction is 6 over 1. 10 as a fraction is 10 over 1. And 3 as a fraction is 3 over 1. So notice on how that number becomes a numerator, 1 becomes a denominator. That's like having 6 whole pizzas. That means I have 6 boxes from Domino's that have pizzas in them. So when we multiply, we change that fraction, that whole number, to a fraction of 5 over 1, and we multiply by 3/4. So when we do this, we take top number times top number, bottom number times bottom number. So 5 times 3, which is 15, and 1 times 4, which is 4. And then we divide 15 divided by 4. And 4 times 3 is 12. And there's 3. 15 minus 12 is 3. So there's 3 parts of 4 left. And that's where we get our mixed number. So when I look at our example number 1, we have 2 times 2/5. So I'm going to change the whole number 2 to a fraction, which is 2 over 1. Then I'm going to multiply by the fraction 2/5. So when I do this, I take my numerator times numerator, my denominator times denominator. So 2 times 2 is 4. 1 times 5 is 5. Can it be in simplest form? No, because 5 only has 2 factors, and that's 1 and itself. So we know that we are done. So let's look at our got it problems. Letter A, 6 times 2/3. So again, I change 6 to a fraction of 6 over 1 times 2/3. So when I multiply, I take 6 times 2, which is 12. 1 times 3, which is 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So if I go 9 times 1/3, I do the same thing. I change my whole number to a fraction over 1. 9 over 1 times 1/3. Same process. 9 times 1, numerator times numerator, which is 9. Denominator times denominator, 1 times 3 is 3. So then I divide 9 divided by 3, which is 3. And letter C, 4 times 1/8. So we have 4, so I change 4 to a fraction, which is 4 over 1 times 1/8. 4 times 1 is 4. 1 times 8 is 8. And if you put that in the simplest form, you can divide each by 2 because they're both even numbers. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Well, I still have two even numbers, so I can divide each of those by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So the answer is 1/2. When you have the whole number on the second part of our problem, nothing changes. It's the same thing. So again, when I use this, I write my fraction first, which is 3/5 times, and now I have the 4 on this side, so 4 over 1. I'm always changing a whole number to a fraction to multiply. When I do the same thing. I take my numerator times numerator, 3 times 4, which is 12, and then 5 times 1, which is 5. So then I'd think, how many 5s go into 12? Well, there's 5, there's 10, there's 15. So that's 1, 2, 3. 3 is too many, but 10 is just right. So I have 2 whole parts. And then what is 12 minus 10? That's 2. So 2 is going to be my new numerator to my fraction. So I have 2 and 2. And 5 is going to be my denominator to that mixed number. When you're in class, we'll show this a little bit different, but there are calculators that you can use. Again, we're going to find 1/4 times 5. So when we multiply, 1/4 stays the same, times, right, 5 as a fraction, which is 5 whole pizzas, 5 over 1. We multiply, we take our numerator times numerator. 1 times 5 is 5. We take our denominator times denominator. 4 times 1 is 4. So whenever I have a large number as my numerator, I want to make sure I divide. So how many 4s go into 5? Well, there's 4, there's 8, there's 12. Well, I know that 12 is way too much, and 8 is more than 5. So 4 goes into 5 one time. So I have 1 as my whole number. So then I have to subtract. What is 5 minus 4? That's 1. So 1 becomes my numerator of the fraction. And 4, because my 4 is my denominator does not change. So let's look at these got it problems. Letter D, 1/2 times 3. So again, 1/2 times 3 as a fraction is 3 over 1. Numerator times numerator, which is 3. Denominator times denominator, 2 times 1 is 2. Well, I know that 2 goes into 3 one time, and 3 minus 2 is 1, so I get 1/2. 2 is my denominator, 2 is my denominator. For letter E, 2/5 times 4. Again, 2/5 times 4 as a fraction is 4 over 1. 2 times 4 is 8. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 goes into 8 one time. 5 times 1 is 5. So 8 minus 5 is 3. So 3 becomes my new denominator, and 5 is still my denominator. 3 is my numerator, 5 is my denominator. Try the last one on your own and pause the video so you can try it, and I will show you the answer. So 3/4 times 5. 5 as a fraction is 5 over 1. 3 times 5 is 15. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 goes into 15 3 times, which is 12. 15 minus 12 is 3. So you get 3. Denominator is 4. That would be 4. Now remember, when you have a mixed number like that, or an improper fraction, such as, and I'll do these in pink, 3 over 2, 8 over 5, 15 over 4. There's a way that you can do this. And I've set up if you go to Clever, you'll see my page here. I want you to click on my page. When you go there, you're going to notice that there's all kinds of calculators. Okay. The one to do, so when you go to my Clever page, you see the simplifying fractions here. Then you may go to this website and it'll simplify your fractions for you. So let's take a look at 15/4. We were just there. So if I type in 15 and 4 is my denominator, and I click calculate, it will show me what my mixed number should be. And here is 3 3/4. Let's check that with the answer that we have, which is 3 3/4. That is correct. So use that Clever page of mine to use that calculator to help you in simplifying improper fractions.